Cowboy Jim, what a joy and an honor it is for me to have the privilege of speaking with you. Last video, I watched it four. I actually think I watched it 5 times. And I listened to one I said, which was from the heart, intellectually sound, real functional as far as memory was concerned. And I kept ruminating. That's what a cow will do with cud. It eats, it chews, it swallows, it regurgitates, it re-chews. It's called cud, that it a collection of food, hay, grass, and it is exemplifying what is recycling, but it's getting to eat the same stuff twice. And I have had such a privilege and such an honor. I look at Fox News and I think of Olena, spelled O-L-E-N-A, Olena Ganeos, and I can't contain it. Not within the parameters that are set for my body. I can't. I'm sorry. Can't. I don't understand abuse, and I don't understand how anyone would consider their political perspective as being more important than the life of a baby child left laying on the ground. But I don't understand much. I don't. Ex-wife, I would strongly encourage you to watch that because you do not know the depths of depravity that a person can choose to sink into. I don't. In my time and my joy and my honor and my privilege of living at the ranch southwest of Calgary, I did everything that I knew to do to find a way to survive, to fight our way through as a family. But I did not know that we were not a family. I was what is called an interloper. I had married into a family, and I had brought everything that I had to contribute: my inheritance, my skills as a cabinet maker, carpenter, my sense of humor. Well, it was worth something. I had taken everything that I was in God, in the Lord. I left it there. I did everything that I could. Was it enough? No, it wasn't. Was I worthy? No. Was I sufficient? No. But I did my best. Yes, I did my best. today I am not sure why I I did the videos today. I know the ones about about the people laying dead in the streets in Ukraine, and I know why I did the ones about Biden and Justin Trudeau, and I know, but I don't know why today my Creator decided was the day to talk about the big German mayor who kicked me so hard. And my ex, she said, we're shipping that horse next week. I said, don't do that. She said, I'm doing it. I said, please don't do that. Don't kill that horse because it acted out being a horse. Don't. I was laying in a hospital room in Rocky View. I had come as close to dying as I have come in many occasions. And I said, please don't kill that mare. She had come all the way from Germany, and somebody had bought her in Calgary, and they put her in a barbed wire fence. Well, she didn't know what a barbed wire fence was, and so she about cut half her hoof, her leg, her foot, right off. And it took several years to heal, but I watched her. We paid $5,000, cheap, probably $200,000-300,000 grand. The original owners paid for that mare in Germany and then flew her over. And I watched her, and I thought, well, after she really kicked the hell out of me, I thought, I see value there. She was just being a horse. And yeah, she kicked me. Oh, dear God, Lord God in heaven. Little lady, we called her Wrinkles. She had been out in the sunshine for about 75 years. And oh, dear Lord, she was wrinkled. And she called me one day. I had sold her a gelding, $20,000. And she called me and she says, Jim, I'm broke. I said, lady, I understand, I'm with you. She said, I have no money. And I said, I don't know what I can do. But I said, I will do what I can do. She said, would you please buy the horse back from us, from her, that she had paid $20,000 for? I said, lady, I don't have 20 grand. I said, you're in trouble. She said, oh, Jim, I'm in so much trouble. I said, you have enough fuel to get here? She said, yeah. I said, I'll go over to the house. I'll meet you at the house. I'll cut you a check for $1,000. It'll be my gift to you to help you out. She said, Jim, thank you. She said, what about the horse? I said, I want to buy that horse back from you. I want to help you. I love that horse. His name was Fuse. He come out of the arse end of that mare. I pulled the membrane off his mouth so he could breathe, and I got that off before it had come all the way out of the mom. And that little baby, he was black. He had, I think, one white foot, but he had a little snippet on his nose. It was white. I took and I separated that 1/8 inch membrane off his nose, and he lunged, and he planted his beautiful, beautiful lips right on mine. He couldn't see. I'm told he didn't know what he was doing, but he kissed me flat on the mouth. I don't know what time of night it was. I used to sleep with the mares. Didn't matter how cold it was. -25. I slept in the sleeping bag in the corner of the outdoor horse shelter, so I could be there in case they needed me. So that lady said, Jim, could you pay me $7,500? I said, oh, geez, it's a chunk of change. I said, I'll give you $1,000. And in 2 weeks' time, if you still are in need, I said, this $1,000 is a gift, eh? You don't ever have to pay me back. I said, but in 2 weeks' time, if you still need money, I said, by then I'll have 6,500 more. She said, all I want is 75 for the horse. I said, well, 1,000 now. On 65 then. She says, I'll take it. I said, lady, I believe you. She died some 10 years later. I don't think there was a single person that went to her funeral. I didn't even know till she had been dead for a while. I didn't know. And about a year later, I bought her Western saddle. Cost her $1,700. Custom saddle designed for the horse. His name was Fusing. And she called me one day and she said, Jim, I'm out of money. I said, lady, what can I do? She said, I have no place to keep my horses. I can't afford the room and board. I said, tell me where they are. I'll go hook the horse trailer up. We had a big horse trailer. I said, I'll come get them. I said, I'll take care of them until you're on your feet. I don't want money. I don't even want thanks. I want to honor God. I said, lady, you're a good lady. She died by herself. I may die by myself. I won't be by myself. I don't know if she ever had the privilege of learning of God. I don't know. I have. I know him. Anyways, she owned the German mayor that kicked the hell out of me. I bought her, the German mayor, from that lady. That day that she called me and she said, Jim, I can't feed my horses. I said, you tell me where to meet you. I'll come get them. I led the biggest horse off my horse trailer, family horse trailer. Well, my ex-wife called it her trailer because she called everything that was of value hers. And it was. I led that big giant horse off. He could jump. The trainer said that horse could jump a house. I believe it. I led that horse off. My mare that I had bought from her, the German mare, a couple of months earlier, Fuse, maybe a year earlier, I was holding, trying to take that $7 rope halter off that horse, and I thought, woman, you have a $50,000 horse, and you have a $7 halter on that stupid horse. The mare that I'd bought from her about 2-3 months before, paid $5,000 for her. She came running up to that big, tall, giant gelding. And I mean, she was a big girl. That gelding who could jump a horse, he was huge. And as I was so angry, I said, woman, I said, who taught this horse to disrespect humans? I said, this horse, your horse is obnoxious. I didn't really get that out of my mouth, and my big giant mare that I'd bought from her some 3-4 months before, she spun, she kicked. She drove me not up into the air. She could have lifted me off the ground a long way, but she didn't. She drove me straight into the ground. I don't know how. A friend of mine, Dave Ball, out there, has a ranch. He's a rancher. He said, Jim, I've heard of a horse that could kick you and drove you straight into the ground. And I opened my eyes. I looked up. All I could see was her bag of milk teats. And then she went to work. And when she jumped over me again, she kicked me hard. Hey, it's all right to be kicked. Don't do it twice. Don't make the same stupid mistakes twice. It's not worth it. Anyways, the big mare, she ran away, and I had to let go of the lead rope on the giant gelding that I'd led off my horse trailer, because the dear lady, we called her Wrinkles. She had been outside a long time, and her skin was as tough as leather. She had a good smile. I didn't look at her much. I never look at women if I'm married. Don't do that. And never. And I was laying on the ground, and I was hurt hard. And the mayor and the gelding, they came back. And she said, Jim, Wrinkles, beautiful lady, I don't even remember her name. She said, Jim, you've got to move. You got to move. She's going to kill you. I said, I'm trying. I kind of crawled. I had eight broken ribs. I had my left arm cracked from the shoulder to the elbow. She had kicked me on the side of the head, and Irish people don't need that sort of mental health trauma. Really hurt my nose. It doesn't look too pretty, does it? No. And she said, Jim, you gotta get out of there. She was kind of opening the gate, and she wasn't. She didn't want them to get out. The one was all she owned, all she had left. And I went over to the fence on my hands and knees, and I grabbed the pieces of gate, and I stood my sorry self up. I said, lady, you give me half an hour, I'll be fine. I don't hurt that much. But I did. She said, Jim? I said, yeah. She said, where's Basha? That was my ex-wife. I said, she's sleeping. She worked last night. She said, let's get her. I said, I'm not getting a woman up who worked all night. I said, give me a bit of time. I'll live. She said, would you please do me a favor? I said, yes. She said, would you allow me to take you to the hospital? I said, yes. I walked over to the car. My shirt was kind of white where it wasn't blood. It's a lot of blood. She drove me to Black Diamond Hospital. I got out and I walked into the hospital. Oh, I hurt. Doctor said, Jim, oh, he knew me. Jeez, he knew me. He had saved my life just not very few months before when I had a massive heart attack and I walked into the hospital. I drove my little Corvette to the hospital. I just hammered the hell out of it. I'm over 21 minutes. I'm sorry. I humbly apologize. Truly I do. I'm going to carry this on another occasion. You remember this. There is nothing to fear, as Churchill said, but fear itself. Trust God. You'll do fine. God bless.